How 30 euros led to Zara. As per reports, the Western clothing industry is now increasingly developing itself into a fast fashion industry, with the market size being valued at USD 1,003 million in the year 2020. According to statistics, Zara has been credited for having the first successful fast fashion business model with the ability to launch approximately 1,000 designs every month. If you're in search of some amazing fashionable apparel, then Zara it is. Zara is a fashion retail brand that originated in Spain and helps its customers adapt to new fashion trends with high-quality clothes and accessories at affordable prices. The brand operates on 4 core principles that are beauty, clarity, functionality, and sustainability. The world's largest fast fashion group, Inditex, runs over 7,200 stores in 93 markets around the globe, to which Zara brings certainly a massive amount of earnings. It was recorded that the Inditex Group witnessed its revenue going up by 36% in the previous year, 2021. What's even crazier is that reports state the total sale at Zara leads up to 70% profit for the Inditex Group. With that being said, there is no doubt that every successful brand has its own journey towards success. Likewise, Zara has its own story on how hard work brings you nothing but great achievements and a promising future ahead. Let's jump back in time and dig deeper to find out how the brand formerly known as Zorba turned into the brand now known as Zara. But before we start, press the subscribe button on the right-hand corner of your screen and hit that bell icon to get to know some of the most inspiring business stories. The face behind Zara, Amancio Ortega. Amancio Ortega was born in 1936 in a small Spanish locality and is now recognized as one of the richest men in the world. However, it is important to note that Amancio's life wasn't always this golden. He was the youngest brother of 4 siblings living on a breadline. Most of the time, Amancio's mother had to borrow money from the nearest shopkeepers and retail stores due to the financial issues faced by the family. As a result of the financial issues, Amancio dropped out of school at the age of 14 and started working in a local clothing shop where he used to deliver clothes to sellers. Along with this, he also gained an experience in stitching by hand. With the right focus and dedication to his work, he ended up as a senior manager in the same shop a few years down the line. Now, this is where the story gets interesting. In his free time, Amancio used to collect all the leftover pieces of clothes and popular designs with the intention of adding his own touch to them. His sister's house was his studio, where he would sit and make modifications in the trendy designs. Moreover, nightgowns and lingerie were one of the main creations that he would sell to retailers in the market. How it all started. As a consequence of him selling his modified designs into the market, consumer demand was on the rise as people started searching for more of those designs and patterns. Reacting to this rise in demand, Amancio established a small dressmaking workshop by the name of Confections Go, from where he sold designs to retail stores in the year 1963. Ortega started this workshop in collaboration with his siblings with a total capital of 25 euros. When he had run out of potential family members to employ, he formed a cooperative of women living in his area and hired all of them to work for him. In the years further, Amancio had successfully spread his services as a dressmaker throughout Spain. It was now time for him to finally establish his own retail store. Amancio was open to the idea, but the only thing holding him back was Spain's social and political situation. And then occurred the Spanish miracle. Francisco Franco's dictatorship had come to an end. He was the leader of the national forces that overthrew the Spanish Democratic Republic in the Spanish Civil War that took place in 1973. Later, he became the head of the government of Spain till 1975, the year he died. The end of his regime had opened new opportunities for the socio-economic conditions of not only Spain, but also opened gates to Amancio's dreams. From Zorba to Zara, 10 years down the lane, Amancio brought to life his first ever retail store in La Coruña in 1975. He had planned to name it Zorba, after his favorite movie Zorba, the Greek. However, this idea of his couldn't come into being since a bar in the lane had already been established with the name Zorba. Hence, Amancio decided to name his brand Zara, as it was somewhat similar to the name of Zorba. Ortega's main objective was to sell low-priced products created by high-end brands. Zara, being the first brand to produce new designs every 2 weeks, gave its customers the incentive of buying relatively unique and exclusive outfits, which attracted a large number of customers to visit the store regularly. With Zara's growing reputation by the 80s, it had started alluring Spanish buyers, which acted as a motivating factor for Ortega to expand his brand domestically. As a result, Zara opened 9 new stores throughout Spain by 1980. The birth of Inditex. After expanding domestically, Ortega started drafting new types of designs and trading models. The design and production mechanisms being followed by the industry required great lead times, extending to at least 6 months at times. This started from basic designing to disposing of orders to retailers. Amancio desired a mode of parting the model by originating instant fashion that accredited him to respond to changes in customer tastes and uprising trends immediately. Jose Maria Castellano, a computer expert who helped Ortega fulfill his dream of instant fashion. The company decreased the whole production process to 10 to 15 days, all working under Castellano's computerized structure. Gradually, the company advanced its team of more than 200 designers with the incentive of working on prominent and trendy designs. The production process, warehousing mechanisms, and the addition of a computerized inventory system connecting the stores and factory together facilitated the company to avoid risks in the disbursement of capital and inventory. Given the company's growth, Amancio decided to form a holding company with the name Inditex in 1985. Zara's international expansion, 1988. Zara's growing popularity and success in Spain drove Inditex to the international market. In the year 1988, Inditex opened its first international store in Oporto, Portugal. 1989 to 1990. The second store was in New York in 1989, and the third store in Paris in 1990. 1992 to 1996. Throughout the 90s, Inditex maintained a large and consistent line of new stores in the international market. It entered Mexico in 1992, Greece in 1993, Belgium and Sweden in 1994, Malta in 1995, and Cyprus in 1996. Inditex introduces more retail brands. With the ongoing geographical expansion, Inditex decided to expand beyond the bounds of its flagship retail store. In 1991, the company established an utterly new retail brand called Pull & Bear Retailing Urban Fashion. In the same year, Inditex went a step up and bought 65% of the Massimo Dutti Group. It took full control over Massimo Dutti in 1995 and began building it into a chain of nearly 300 stores in 23 countries. Furthermore, Massimo Dutti sought a worldlier men's and women's fashion market. Inditex marked the young female market in 1998 with the formation of a new brand, Bershka, a retail chain that rapidly advanced into a structure of more than 200 stores running in 11 different countries. In addition to this, Inditex kept on making steady extensions of new ideas and formats. In 1999, the company inherited Stradivarius, a fashion chain operating in 9 countries. At the beginning 2000s, the Pull & Bear chain had developed up to 300 stores in approximately 20 countries, whilst producing its individual offshoot format, recurrently targeting the 20 to 45-year-old men's section. In 2003, the very same year, Inditex elevated above its garment trade by commencing its very first home furnishings notion by the name Zara Home. Ortega's departure. As Ortega looks forward to retirement, given that no members of his immediate family turned out to be very capable of exceeding him in the business, Inditex preferred the public market to secure its future. In 2001, the company indexed its stock public, one of the greatest successful public offerings of the year. Upon selling further than 20% of his equity in Inditex, Ortega became one of the wealthiest men in Spain, with affluence assessed to be worth more than EUR 4.6 billion. In 2002, the company began structuring the state-of-the-art logistics center located in Zaragoza. Simultaneously, Inditex continued its lineup of international markets by opening stores in Luxembourg, Iceland, Ireland, Jordan, and Puerto Rico in 2001. Switzerland, Finland, El Salvador, and Singapore in 2002, and Hong Kong in 2003. By 2004, Inditex had successfully opened its 2000th store, with its sales having a net worth of EUR 4.6 billion, $5.1 billion, forming it one of the prominent clothing retailers in the world. Over the years, Zara has been a classic example of a business that genuinely grasps and alters to its clients' expectations. It has been paying close attention and acknowledging actual fashion demands rather than anticipating fashion trends for a far-flung and wavering future. Zara is known to have a sharp eye on its customer, with an ability to perceive, forecast, and convey to its clients choices for trendy fashion at friendly prices. Farther to its active supply chain, the brand's potential to have its customers co-generate designs is exceptional. The majority of fashion trends start out of the blue, emerging from unfamiliar places. One secret that caused Zara's universal success is the customs and adherence to the fact that nobody other than the customer can surpass being a trailblazer. From setting its quest about 4 decades ago in 1975, with an aggregate of just €30, to owning the world's most recognized fashion brands, Amancio Ortega is truly the greatest example of how hard work and determination can win you success. All you need to do is work hard and stay consistent. That's all for today. Keep coming back to listen to more interesting business stories. Till then, press the subscribe button to get notified of each new video.